Okay, guys, the next thing what I wanted to discuss
ஒரே
is
நிமிஷம் மேம்.
என்னமா
ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு மேம், கேட்டுறேன்.
சொல்லுடா what is the doubt Ratel?
மேம், நீங்க லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் சொன்னீங்கல பிரிண்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல கமா ஆபரேட்டர் யூஸ் பண்ணா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா ஸ்பேஸ்ன்றது கொடுக்கும்னு சொன்னீங்கல மேம்.
ஆமாண்டா.
இப்போ நீங்க செப்பரேட்டர் ரெண்டோட ஃபங்க்ஷன் சொல்லும்போது அங்க ஏ பக்கத்துல கமா இருக்கும்போது ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா இன்னொரு கமா ஐ மீன் ஸ்பேஸ் வரணும் தானே மேம் அவுட்புட்ல?
இல்ல see the difference is that என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா நான் வந்து கமா ஆபரேட்டர் வந்து எதுக்குன்னா ஜாயின் பர்பஸ் கோசரம் யூஸ் பண்றோம்டா. ஓகேவா?
Okay.
So that is ஒரு வேல்யூ இன்னொரு வேல்யூ, that is இந்த பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை எப்ப எனக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு மெசேஜோட ஒரு வேல்யூ கொடுக்குறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ, அந்த இடத்துல தான் கமா செப்பரேட்டர் எனக்கு ஸ்பேசஸ் ஆட் பண்ணும். இந்த மாதிரி நார்மல் இந்த வேரியபிள்ஸ் கோசரம் இல்ல. சி ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்ப நான் இப்படி மெசேஜ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ, நான் சொல்றேன் பிரிண்ட் see if I want to print something like this. ஓகேவா? சோ இங்க எனக்கு ஒரு வேரியபிள் ஆல்ரெடி இருக்கு which is having the name is equal to some value இங்க நான் கொடுத்திருக்கேன். ஓகே, சோ இப்போ நான் இத ரன் பண்றேன்னு வெச்சுக்கோ. see here I'll just run this. see இத ரன் பண்ணா எனக்கு என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு பாரு. ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா இங்க எனக்கு ரெண்டு ஸ்பேஸ் ஆறுதா? so that is இப்போ ஏதாவது ஒரு மெசேஜ் பிளஸ் இந்த கமா நான் என்ன பண்றேன், I am using this as a concatenator. ஓகே, ஒரு கன்கார்டினேஷன் பர்பஸ் கோசரம் நான் யூஸ் பண்றேன் அப்படின்றச்சே a message plus some variable value. சோ இந்த மாதிரி போர்ச்சே தான் அது என்ன பண்ணும்னா எனக்கு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஸ்பேஸ் வந்து எனக்கு ஆட் ஆகும். ஓகேவா? பட் நாங்க இப்ப பண்ணது இங்க என்ன பண்ணோம்னா we had all the three variables. இந்த பிரிண்ட்க்குள்ள I don't have any message. எனக்கு மெசேஜ் எல்லாம் எதுவும் இல்ல, டைரக்ட்டா நான் வந்து அந்த பிரிண்டோட வேல்யூஸ் I'm just printing the values here directly. I'm not printing any messages and then I'm adding the values. No, I'm not doing anything like that. So by default எனக்கு என்ன ஆகும்னா ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஸ்பேஸ் அது மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு, அது செப்பரேட்டருக்கு என்ன இருக்கோ அது மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு இதுல ஆட் ஆகும்.
ஓகே மேம்.
Okay guys, so anyone else have any other doubts here?
Ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Ma'am, tell another example for end statement, ma'am.
Okay, let me take you through another example for the end. Okay, let us have some done. So இத நான் run பண்றேன். If I'm running this, what do you think will be the output? How is my output going to get printed for this? Hello in one line, welcome in one line, 2 in the third line, Python in the fourth line. This is the default, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, இப்படி தான் எனக்கு print ஆகும். Like this only it is going to get printed for me. What if I am saying is I don't want it to print like this. Okay, my purpose understand, even though I am printing everything in one print statement. Okay, I am printing this separately, I am printing this separately. I don't want it to get printed like this. I want to get it printed in one single line. I want it to get printed in one single line. So how we are going to do that is, we are going to do the end. So I am saying end is equal to. So what is the end? After printing this, after printing the hello and the cursor, where should it go? See, my cursor is here. First it will print H, then it will print E, then it will print L, another L, then O. After finishing, the cursor will be here, right? In this position. After O, it is going to stand here. So where I am going to move the cursor? Should I continuously print welcome to programming, all the print statement continuously without any space? Appa, what am I supposed to do? Okay, don't give anything. End is equal to 1 open bracket, 1 close bracket. Nothing is there in between. So add this to the end statements. Now you run this. See the difference. See what happens. So hello is getting printed. Then as soon as the O is completed, the next line itself, my cursor has started printing the another print statement. After completing it, again, my cursor is not moving anywhere. Next, continuously it is printing. Even though all the print statements are given separately, look at how my output is coming. Suppose instead of a space, I want a hyphen. And here also I'm saying I want a hyphen or a star. I'm giving here a star. So see here. Now you run this. Say what happens after finishing the first value. First print statement is over. After that, see what is my cursor doing? My cursor is just adding a star symbol. Then it is starting to print the second one. Then it is adding another star symbol. Then it is printing the third one, star symbol, another one. So whichever way you want, instead of printing it in a new line, you want to print in a single line without any gap or with a gap, or you want the gap to be something else. Whatever you want, you can do it with this end. Okay, say for example.
Ma'am, separator also doing the same thing, ma'am. So what is the
Yeah,
difference between
separator. Wait. Here, separator, how it is doing it? See here. Separator is, I am going to give print. Okay, so first I'm saying hello, comma, hi, comma, bye. So this is where my separator will work. That is, I am having printing three values. The three values I am printing in a inside the same print statements. So how to separate the first value, second value, third value? For that, my separator will come. But here, see, we are not printing in the same print statement. We are printing everything in a different print statements. You understand the difference? Separator means inside one single print statement, I am printing multiple values. So how to differentiate these values? Here is where my separator will come to play. But here what I am doing, I am printing everything in a different line. In this, after printing the first value, automatically my cursor is going to go to the next line to print the second value. Then the next line to print the third value. Then the next line to print the fourth value. I don't want the print statements to go like this. I want it to be printed only in a single line. But I want to show some difference. At the same time, I want to show some difference also. So then this is how you're going to do it. Let me see if I can show you one more small example to make you understand this better. 1 second. Here's 1 second. Okay, just have a look at this program. First, let us print it without anything. I'm not using separator. I'm not using nothing. Let us first try to print it as it is to see how is my output coming, and then we will make use of all the other things. See, now when I'm going to print this, okay, see how is my output coming? Guys, just 1 second, please. Just a second. Okay, see here. Here I have not used any ender, any sep, nothing I have used. So see how is the values coming. So this is one value. This is the second value. This is the third value, right? So by default, first value, second value, third value with one space is getting printed. Then the next print statement, see where it is going. In a new line, the third print statement where it is going, it is again going in a new line. So without using anything, when I print this statement, this is the output I am going to get. Okay, now I have something as an expected output. I want my output to be printed in this way. See, this is the expected output. They are asking me to print the output in this way. This is the code they have given. Okay, this is the code they have given. Okay, think that this is an exam. This is the code they have given. They are asking you to print the output like this. So this is the expected output. So how to do that? You see what is happening after the first value, I'm getting a comma, then a space, then the second value, I'm getting a comma, space, then the third value, and so on. So how to do this? So for this, what I have to do is I have to make use of my end also, and I have to make use of the sep also. So first thing, end why? Because here 3 print statements are there, and see how is my output getting printed in 3 print, but how is the expected output? Everything in one single line. So first thing is I don't want this to be printed in a new line. So for that, how to handle? I have to handle that with the keyword end. Okay, now you see here first value, I have a comma. Where is the comma here? Here there is no comma. So I need that comma also to be printed. So what I have to do is I am going to go for the sep. So here you go. Let us make the modifications. Okay, now see. Now see what I'm doing. See my code here, how I am changing it. So same print, what they have given, the same print statements. Then I am saying sep is equal to, add a comma, because my expected output, see how it is coming. After the first value, immediately I'm having a comma here. Then only the space. So what I'm saying, after printing the value, the separator is add a comma, then you give a space. So same way end. How is my end coming? At the end, after printing the 3 things. Let us now go back here. See, after printing the 3 things, again in the end, what happened? After earth also, I should get a comma. See what happens after earth also, I'm getting a comma, then a space, and then only the Mars is getting printed for me. So in my end also, add a comma and a space. Now you run this code. See what happens? This is for the first statement. So when you run it like this, you are going to get it like this. Now, when you do it this way, it is going to get printed for you like this. Everything is going to get printed in one single line, exactly like what the expected output is given for you. So this is the purpose of using the sep and the end keywords inside of your print statements. Okay, guys, still any doubts?
No, ma'am.
See, this will automatically come to you by practice, one thing. Second thing is we will discuss more on these two when we are talking about the pattern programs. I showed you the pattern program, right? If I want to print like this pattern, like that pattern. So there we will discuss more on this end and the sep keyword so that you will have an even better understanding. Now I am not showing you any pattern programs because for that I have to make use of the for loop. Okay, the for loop, the looping concept still we have not discussed on it. So there we have to use 2 or 3 loops inside, nested loops. So that is why I'm not showing you any example for the patterns now. So we will be discussing the patterns when we are talking about the loops. So at that time, I will explain you more about this end and the sep keywords. Right. So now the next thing what I have to know before actually going into my other programs is that, yes, right. So quotations. What is the role of quotation? So in Python, quotations play a very important role. So I can use the quotation as a single quotes like this, or I can use double quotes like this, or I can even use triple quotes like this. All these 4 types are considered as valid. Whether you're giving any value within a single quote, you are mentioning any value within double quotes, you are mentioning any value with 3 single quotes or 3 double quotes. So remember one thing, all these things are treated as strings. All these things are going to be treated as strings. So basically, what is a string? A string is nothing but a combination of your alphabets, numbers, any special characters, everything. So everything together is what we used to consider it as a strings. So now how to create a string is, Python is very flexible. So it helps me to create a string in any of these 3 formats. So anything is acceptable. So now before going into your core programming, you should know the difference of what is happening here. When I should be using a single quotes, in which situations should I use double quotes, and in what situation should I use triple quotes. This understanding is very, very important. So all the three types are used to create strings. And what are strings? Strings are nothing but a group of characters. And the characters can be alphabets, uppercase, lowercase, anything. Can be numbers, it can be any special characters, anything together is what we call as a strings. Right. So for example, let us take the first example. I am saying S1 is equal to, within single quotes, I am saying Python. This is also valid. Now I am saying S2 is equal to, within double quotes, I am saying Python. This is also correct. Okay, there is not going to be any error. This is also a string. This is second one, S2 is also a string. So now I am saying S3. S3 is equal to, within three quotes. Okay, three double quotes I'm mentioning. So again, I'm giving the value like this. And then I'm saying S4 is equal to three single quotes I'm using this time. Right. So then I'm giving the same value as Python and I'm closing it. Okay. So in this, there is one very important point that you should know. Whichever you're using here for the opening, the closing also should match. I cannot open it with a single quotes and close it with a double quotes. That is not possible. So always remember, whatever you're using in the opening quotes, the same type of code only should be there in the closing also. So now when I print this, so if I'm going to say print S1, S2, S3 and S4, I'm printing all the values. Now when I run this, see what happens. There is no error. Everything is accepted. So now how to know that this is a string? How to confirm that what I'm saying it is a string, but it's not necessary that you have to take my word. So I need something to confirm the data type of this. So what is the data type? Data type is nothing but that this is the data. Python is the data. So what type of data this is? Whether it is a number, whether it is a decimal point, or whether it is some characters, what type of data it is, how to confirm that? For that, I have a predefined function available for me. So remember, there is a function which is called as type. Okay, type is a predefined function. Like what I have my print. Print is a predefined function. I did not create print. It was already available. I'm just using that. Same way, I have a predefined function called as type. So type function, what is the purpose of the type function? It will return the data type of the variable. Whatever variable you want to give, we will give that inside the type function like this. So remember how to use the type function. So you will get type inside the parenthesis of the type. You will give a variable name. I'm going to mention a variable name. So what it is going to return? What type of data this variable is holding? That is what is going to be returned by this particular function. Let us say, for example, what I'm going to do is I am saying print. Okay, say print type of S1. So I'm saying print what I want to print. Whatever is the type of S1 variable, I am saying print it. Same way for S2. Then print the type of S3. And then I'm saying finally print the type of S4. So let us run this code. See what it is printing. S1 also, S2 also, S3 also, S4. All are printing as str. So what is the str? Str means it is a string. So now it is confirmed whether you are using a single quotes, double quotes, three double quotes or three single quotes. Everything that is going to be created is of what type? It is a string data. So remember this very carefully. Python is the only language which is having this flexibility. In all the other languages, you will be using double quotes. We use only double quotes for creating a string value. But in Python, we have so much of options for doing it. Okay, now, why I have so much of option? That is the next question. Why do I have so much of option? What is the difference here? What is the difference if I'm using a single quotes or a double quotes or a triple quotes? How is it going to make any difference? So let us see that. Suppose, okay, suppose I'm going to, this is what my output is. So I want to print this as my output. My sister's name is Priya. This is the expected output. So see how is my string coming? My sister's name is Priya. This is my expected output. So let us see how to print this. So I am saying yes, 1 or yes, whichever you want. Okay, take any variable name equals to, within single quotes, I'm going to give this. Because this is what I wanted to get printed. So within single quotes, I'm going to give this and then I'm saying print yes. Simple. We'll say, ma'am, program over. What is wrong in this? Now you run this. What it says? Error. What is happening? Invalid syntax error. So where is the problem? You see here, my sister's name. So it is having an apostrophe. Same way, I'm saying, isn't it a wonderful day? Don't go there. So everything, all these has some apostrophe words. So now single quotes is not suitable for storing such type of data which is having an apostrophe. Why? Because my single quotes is also like an apostrophe. So this is the starting. When I see the apostrophe, it will say my string is ended. See the color difference? Here, this is showing me in same color. That is till the opening, from the opening till the closing. Now after this, see how it is coming. So this is why it is not suitable. So single quotes is okay. You can create a string using single quotes as long as the string does not have any characters like this. So when you are having characters like this, what is happening? My compiler, my interpreter will take opening, closing. After this, this is running something. This is a syntax error. This is not matching. So you can use single quotes as long as you don't have values like this. So how to handle this? Go for double quotes. Give the same thing inside double quotes. See now. See the entire coloration now. It is accepting. It has run this. See, pakka my output. So remember when you have to go for single quotes and when you have to go for double quotes. Okay, now this is clear. Let us say, where is the triple quotes going to come to use? Where am I going to use the triple quotes? Okay, let us say, right. So here I'm saying, then I'm saying, I want to print this. See what happens here again. I want to print it as a paragraph like this. So I'm saying my sister's name is Priya, full stop, next thing. She is a software engineer, full stop, next line. She is working with CTS. But remember, whenever you're going for a line break, that is whenever you're going for a new line, double quotes, not suitable. It is suitable to store only one single line sentences. But when you want to go for multi-line sentences, single quotes or double quotes, both are not useful. So there we have to go for the triple quotes. So how you are going to handle this? Triple quotes. So open with triple quotes, close with triple quotes. Now you run this. See, exactly as what I am typing. And after Priya, I have kept a full stop. I have gone for a new line. See, here also it is coming in a new line. So exactly however you are going to store the string, it will get printed in that same format. So for this, what you have to use? We have to go for the triple quotes. So you can use either 3 double quotes or we can use 3 single quotes. That is no problem. It is going to work the same. Right. So this is the difference. So first understand what is a string. String is nothing but a group of characters. So here, what is the purpose of using a single quote string, double quote string, and a triple quoted string values? So this is very, very important in our program. Which format to use at which situations? Right. So now, is this clear, guys? Do you have any doubt in these three formats?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, for line continuation, we will use slash, no, ma'am.
That is for line
Generally-
continuation. That is for line continuation. This is not a continuation, right? I want it to be stored in this exact way and printed in this exact format. Suppose I'm saying working, after that I want this, like this. See, whichever way I'm giving, I want the string to be maintained in the same way. Let me say, like what you're saying, let us try with line continuation. 1 second, wait. I will use a double quotes itself. Okay, so here, done, done. Okay, so let us print this. See how it is getting printed? You see the difference now between using triple quotes and between using a line continuation? So line continuation means what? So you don't have a space to type in this itself. So I'm going to put a line continuation and go, but internally see how is my string getting stored? Everything in one single line only. It is a single line string only. But I don't want it. I want to store it as a paragraph. I want to print it as a paragraph. So there I can't use the line continuation. So the best option for it is to go for the triple quoted strings only. See again the difference between the both. Exactly like wherever I'm breaking. If I'm breaking here, then the same way it is going to get printed also for me. Right. So anyone else, any other doubts, guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now I just want to tell you a little bit more about the type function, and then we will move on to the next topic. Right. So here I was telling you about data type. So basically, what is a data type? We all know that data is information. So when I collect information from any person, so I'll be having first name, last name, some roll number, some mobile number, email ID, address, age, gender, so qualification, percentage. So like this, I can get so many different informations from one single person itself. So you are a student. So I have taken an example of a student itself. So these are just a few informations. Apart from this, there are so much more. But when you see this, see, this is a name which is represented by a string. That is nothing but it is a text. Okay, then I have roll number, which is a number. But this, remember, it is a number without any decimal values. It is a whole numbers. So the whole numbers, we call it as an integer. So remember, always the whole numbers, no fractional value, we call it as an integer. So same way for the mobile number, same way for the age. See, when somebody asks you, what is your age? What will you say? It is 10, 12, 13, 15, like that. No one will say that my age is 12.8, 30.5. No, we will not use any fractional values for such data. When I ask for a mobile number, will you say any mobile number with decimal values, point values? No. So remember, any type of number which is a whole number category, we call that as an integer. So again, email ID, address and all, it comes under the string category. Now I have something called as a float. This type of data, we call it as a float. That is anything with a decimal point or a fractional value. So any fractional value, we are going to call it as a data type of a float. So now let us see this. Okay, let us see a small example where I'm saying A equals to some value like this. Then I'm saying B equals to some numbers. C is equal to, then with C, I'm just, I'm just going to give some decimal values. Then I'm saying D is equal to false. Right. So now all these are values. Now let us try to understand what is happening here. So I'm just going to say print. Okay, let us use a F string method since we have to get ourselves familiarized with this type of outputs. So we are going to use this also in the program. So I'm saying A is equal to whatever is the value of A, let it get printed, and the type of A is, okay, you are familiar with the type function I just told you. So mention the type function here. So let us try this for all the, for B, C and for D. Let us print it and see what is the value it is going to give me. So my C variable and my B variable. Let us do the changes here also. Right. So let me run this. See how the type function works. So the A is a string value. So it is saying str. Now B, it is a whole number. So see what is the data type it is saying? Int. Int represents integer. See for the C value. Okay. See, sorry, I have to do the changes here also, right? So I forgot that. Right. So here you go. See, the C value is some floating point value, some decimal value with some numbers. So it comes under the category of float. Now see here, false. So false is of a Boolean data type. So we say this as a Boolean data type. So what is a Boolean? Boolean can have only true or false. Like what we say, yes or no. That type of values we can store only with Boolean data type. So what are the basic data types? Okay, the basic data types what we have are nothing but our string, which is your str. We have the int, which is nothing but the whole numbers. Okay, we have float, which is nothing but our decimal numbers. And then we have your bool data type, which is nothing but to hold your true or false value. Suppose here you see, I'm making this as true. So true and false are keyword. I hope you guys remember. T has to be in capital letters and F also has to be in capital letters. So now see, still it is bool. So only true or false is the possible value of a bool type. So apart from this, I have one more data type. So this data type, we call it as complex. So the data type is, we call this as complex. That is real and imaginary numbers. Like what we use in our mathematics, the same thing is available here also. But remember, this complex data type, we will not be making use of it much in our programs. It is more used in projects like data science, any scientific analysis or applications like this. We will be making use of the complex data type. In our normal day-to-day programming, we will not be using this. So this is the real number. This is the imaginary number. The imaginary part always should be having this J letter attached to it. So see, it is of the complex data type. So all the basic data types what we have in Python comes under these categories. It's a string, it's an integer, float, bool, and complex. So apart from this, there are a couple of more data types also, which we will be learning one by one. First, let us cover the basic types. So whatever is the basic types we are having, first we are taking a step, we will learn about that, and then we will move on to the other types. So as I was already discussing you about the string. So how to create a string, you already know. So how we do that? Using this quotations, different types of quotations, we can create our string values. Now, you're again familiar with the creation of the integers. How to create these variables, we already know. Let us see some special features about these variables. Okay, what are the special features of each and every variable? So that is what we are going to cover in our next session.